What's going on, y'all? Back out here again. Today we in 60-degree weather this time. I can deal with this type of weather. I can deal with 60 degrees. Once we drop up under 50 degrees, I'm like, Lord have mercy. But I can tell you one thing. I've definitely learned that whole concept of in through your nose, out through your mouth, because it truthfully cools down that air just a tad bit. So it's better for your system to be able to receive it. Sometimes, you can end up with like a sore throat or, an excuse basically to keep you not coming back for more. But I wanted to touch on today because majority of the time we are constantly doing things that we don't want to do. And when you start thinking about that, when we're doing things that we don't want to do, and you hear your peers around it, and you hear some of the most prominent people, say these things, to me, it never resonated with me. To me, it never made sense to continuously do things that we don't want to do. So I'm gonna let y'all know, I don't believe in that. Okay? I don't believe in the concept of doing things that we don't want to do. Get over here on this side. The reason being is because we are bound to fizzle out at some point. And we are bound to fizzle out at some point because who realistically actually does things that they don't want to do on a continuous basis? It's like a dog. They don't want to eat, their dog food. They're forced to kind of do it. But look at how they act when you give them table food, right? They eat it up consistently at the edge of your table, standing at attention, ready for you to drop something on the floor. And it's crazy to me because instead of doing things that we don't want to do, we have to do things that we have to do to maintain the current lifestyle that we want to keep up with. Now, of course, if you are trying to get a better body, to get in a better financial situation, do you really gotta do something that you don't want to do? Or do they have the data that tracks and says, hey, these are the things that we did? We're not forcing you to do it, but let's say in a financial situation, we have found that over 90%, 95% of the people that have gotten rich invest their money. Now, you can fight it all you want to, but the thing that you want, that big house, that nice car, beautiful family, in a male perspective, able to take care of your family, your wife and your kids with no problem. Those are all one common dream, I feel like, throughout humanity. Everyone wants luxury. Some people don't have a closet full, but sometimes they got maybe a Louis Vuitton purse. Sometimes they got a Louis belt, some item that is luxury because that's what they wanted. And at that time, they felt like, man, I've been doing my thing, so I think I need to go ahead on and treat myself. But you never think about the repercussions of doing things that you don't want to do. Now, I never not wanted to do running. I never not wanted to get my body in shape. I realized that if I wanted a longer life, if I wanted to raise my attraction level, if I wanted common respect, because when you do see someone with a nice body, you don't have to like it, but you have to respect it. Because if you're overweight on looking a nice body, you're like, wow, what did they do to get it? So my thing to you is stop doing things that you don't want to do. Start doing things that you have to do to get to the next level. It's not like you don't want to invest, you just don't know how to invest. It's not that you can't run a marathon, but you just don't know where to start. Same way with dating. It's not that you have horrible success in relationships. Maybe you lack the experience that you need, but it's not something that you don't want to do. Because as many heartbreaks as you've had, or someone has had, they continuously go after searching for a partner. If you are broke, you are continuously trying to motivate yourself to get to the next level so you don't have to worry about bills, so you can finally take that vacation, so you can finally buy that big house. When you want your body, you gotta put in the work. That's the gist of the story. It's not what you don't want to do. You want that six-pack. You want those looks and those eyes when that person takes that shirt off. You want the same. And you're not gonna lie to me and make me believe that you don't, because everybody's addicted to good things, even though they may settle for bad things, whatever that may be. But I can assure you that if you continuously do things that you don't want to do, you will not be pleased. You will fizzle out. You will continuously have problems with consistency, with passion, with dedication. You will often feel lost because you continuously are doing things that you don't want to do. And maybe all you had to do is just switch the terminology. Maybe all you had to do was just take just a different look at it. Again, my strategy is the me first strategy. If I want to get somewhere, I gotta put myself first, starting in the morning, starting with my habits, starting with my outlook. It has to be different because I'm doing things that I have to do. You don't have to go to work, but they've already told you that work isn't correlated with wealth. So that means that enough data has been scrubbed across the world and the internet, pre-internet, that if you want to get rich, you gotta invest your money. And that's the same thing you're gonna have to do with yourself. If you want to see yourself get to a different level, into a different paradigm, into a different area, you're going to have to invest into yourself. Those are things that you have to do to get to a higher level of admiration throughout life. Those are the things that you have to do to inspire one another. Those are the things that you have to do for people to want to desire to be led by you. Because again, the data shows that people love to be led. But how can you lead someone if you're not doing the things that you have to do? Are you gonna go tell somebody else that you have to do things that you don't want to do? No. So my advice to you today is switch up the terminology, switch up the focus, switch up what that goalpost is of doing things that you don't want to do versus doing things that you have to do. Stop making it sound like it's a drag. Start making it sound like it's weighing you down, and it's so hard. Things are hard when you're doing things that you don't want to do. And when you start realizing that you've been programmed to think that way for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, or an entire lifetime, how will you ever do the things that you desire to do if you're not doing the things that you desire to do? When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is what? Check your phone, go get a shower. Don't even have time to fix yourself some breakfast, but your job, right, is there. Now, I'm not negating people that have a job, but it's not something that you have to do to get to the next level. Majority of the time, data has shown people hate their jobs. And all they're doing is fighting the entire time for time off because you want to be with your family. You want to be able to go take your family out to breakfast. You just want to be able to get up and just watch TV. Those are the things that you want to do. You don't want to have to stress over someone else's problems. You don't want to have to go out here and stress over someone else's ideologies, whatever they may be. Those are things that you don't have to do, but you're programmed to have to put up with them. My advice to you today is to break the programming. Break the programming of the doing things that you don't want to do and start doing the things that you don't have to do and see how your life turns around. Data is even showing that your stress level goes down when you're doing things that you desire to do. Your health, your environment changes when you start doing things that you have to do instead of the things that you don't want to do. You also want to think about how are you going to be able to relay this message to someone else? Do you think that sounds attractive? Do you think that sounds like something that you would tell your child? That, hey son, hey daughter, for the next 20 years, you're gonna have to do things that you don't wanna do. You're programming them already. They don't even know what it is that they have to do. But all they know is that they are now being taught and told that for the next 10 to 20 years, or to get to somewhere that I want to be, I'm gonna have to do things that I don't wanna do. And it's just simply not true. Folks, stop listening to people. Start changing your paradigm. Start changing your mindset. Start changing the terminology and what you accept inside of yourself and what you start relaying to others. You'll start finding that your life will change immediately when you stop doing things that you don't want to do. And I've said it 1,000 times already on this video. Stop doing things that you do not want to do and start doing things that you have to do to get to the level in life that you want to get to. Relaxation is a cost. Freedom is a cost. Better finances is a cost. A better marriage is a cost. Everything has a price on it. But it's never anything that you don't want to do. It's the things that you got to do to get to where you got to go. So I know it's a kind of cliche type of moment, but I'm just sharing with you the programming that you've allowed yourself to digest, to make you think that you have to do things that you don't want to do. You can stop going to work right now and you can start building a team. You can stop eating late at night and you can start eating healthy snacks. You could get on a regimen to lose that weight. But again, is it really something that you don't want to do? But it's something that you got to do to get to where you're trying to go. Folks, it's the beginning of the week. Let's have a great week. We'll be back tomorrow. Again, we're still training for this marathon. It's a beautiful day. I love coming out here. Just free, no music, no podcast, nobody else's voice. Because as you can see, the only people that are around are those that are traveling and going, most likely doing something that they do not want to do. Stop being a part of that crowd. Stop being a part of it. Enjoy these luxuries in life after you do the things that you have to do. All right, so y'all take care. It's been a beautiful day. I've enjoyed training for this marathon every day on these runs and on these strolls. I'm constantly shifting the paradigm that's up here. I'm protecting it. I'm strengthening it so I can make sure that I can continue doing this on an everyday basis. So I can continue to have control over my time, control over my finances, control over my relationship, right? Do the things that you gotta do to get to where you wanna go. Stop doing the things that you don't want to do. Y'all take care.